Hi guys, it's Erin from Ginger's Florals. Today, I plan to try and start blue poppies. If you have never been to the Bouchard Gardens in Victoria, BC, Canada, I really, truly encourage it. It's one of the most beautiful flower shows that I've ever seen. The entire place is one giant, glorious garden. And they open in the spring and they're there through the winter. At least through Christmas. I think they're closed for a few weeks right now in the dead of winter so that everybody can get a rest. But we went last spring in June, and these blue poppies were blooming. I'll try to find a picture. I'm sure that I took at least a couple. They are the softest true blue. It's almost a sky blue color. They are 3 feet tall and just this big gorgeous blue flower. They're apparently perennial in this area, but they're finicky. I have tried one other time to grow these and failed miserably. I couldn't even get them to germinate. So I don't know how this one's gonna go, but we're gonna give it another try. Reading up on how these like to be treated. So you can sow them anytime from the fall to the spring. It's January, so I'm gonna sow them here now into these pots. The way it works, the seeds, like any poppy, if you've ever seen them, the seeds are super, super tiny. Can you see those inside of there? Super tiny. So I will just sow a few on the top. I have 4 pots here of each pot. And then I'll cover lightly with vermiculite to help with moisture retention and keep down any kind of fungal growth. And then these guys like to be grown cold. So I'll germinate them. I'll probably set them on the bench close to where my seed starting rack is, because they don't want to be the 70 degrees that it is there, but they don't want to be even cooler than that. So 60 degrees is their happy place. I will put them over there on the bench and keep them moist until they germinate. And they can take a little while to germinate. So it's a crapshoot. It could be 1, 2, 3 weeks before I see any growth, if at all, to be perfectly honest. So they like to be moist when they're germinating, but after they've germinated, I want to start letting them dry out a bit in between each watering. These plants tend to, from what I read anyways, they tend to struggle with damping off, which is a fungal issue, but overwatering can add to it. So I'm gonna maintain the water, the moisture, like I said, maintain the moisture while they're germinating, and then let them dry out a little bit in between watering after that. So after about 2 weeks after they've germinated, I need to move them to somewhere cooler. So I'll probably put them back over here, which is as far away from the heat in the greenhouse as I can get it, which will be fairly cool. I think I'm going to, they want to be in the shade also. So that's another issue. Greenhouses are notoriously bright. So I think I'm gonna put one of my seed sowing tray covers over top of these, just to give them the shade that they need while they germinate. And then after that, I'll probably put them underneath of a basket and then put some shade cloth over top of it so they still get the airflow that they need, but they'll not want the light. And then the next thing that it says is that after the first couple, 2 or 3 sets of leaves come up, like true leaves, then I need to repot them into peat pots. So I'll get a bunch of peat pots and then 3-inch pots, and then I can separate them out of these pots and put them into the peat. And then after, what does it say? Then the next thing it says is that after the first couple matchbox size leaves, so they get pretty decent sized leaves, once the first couple of those are grown on, then I plant them outside. So I'm gonna have to, if I can get them this far, I'm gonna have to find myself a shaded spot that stays fairly cool all year long. we live in the woods, so there's a pretty good chance that I can find a spot. I think maybe I'll put them out by my columbine. I'll show you when I do that, or maybe they'll go into the flower fields. We have a spot that's under some alder trees that I've got some hellebores and hostas and whatnot, shade-loving plants that seem to do fairly well over there. So maybe I'll do one of those, or maybe both, and give it a try. But yeah, these are some of the most beautiful flowers that I have ever seen in person. That blue color is just, it's hard to walk by and not just marvel. So we're gonna give it another try. This is probably the last time I try. If I can't do it, then so be it. But they're perennial, so hopefully, cross your fingers that we can get them to germinate this time. Last time, nothing ever came up. I know that I didn't follow the directions as well as I should, so this time I'm gonna see if I can't follow it to a T, and then give it our best. Okay, so let's get sowing. Okay, here's the pots. I'm gonna dampen it to start. These blue poppies, that really is the color that they are, with almost a lavender center. These are some of the super tiny seeds, so I will just tap them out of this little inner envelope. I don't know if you guys can see, but I want to spread them out a bit so that they don't all come up together right next to each other. Let me see if you can see this. And that's it. There's only a couple. I will keep this little set of directions that came with it so that I don't forget. Okay, and then some lightly. We're gonna put these right over here. So you can see the temperature is about 60 right now. These should be okay. Okay, well, it doesn't look like much at the moment. They're under there. I'm gonna see, hopefully this frost cloth will shade it enough that they can germinate happily. I'm really gonna have to figure out what to do with them in the greenhouse after they germinate. Somewhere cooler. They may end up going down low on the brick on the floor down here, or somewhere that stays in the shade and it stays a bit cooler. So yeah, wish me luck. I'm really excited if I can get them to grow and perennialize. That's the ultimate dream. I won't use them for cut flowers at all. They're just beautiful, and I'm hopeful that they'll be happy wherever they end up. Okay guys, well, this was a quick one. Thanks for coming along. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.